The initial part of the titration lab requires you to make a solution of a weak acid in a beaker. So here's my weak acid. I weighed out the right amount, 5.00 millimoles of KHP, potassium hydrogen phthalate. Put it in the beaker. I'm supposed to dissolve it in 50 milliliters of water. That's what I'm going to do. The exact volume of water isn't that important, but it is important I use distilled water. Distilled water, as you know, has no additional acids or bases in it. So I've been stirring it for a while. It's all dissolved now. I need to add 1 or 2 drops of phenolphthalein. This is the molecule that can turn pink when it is deprotonated. So 1, 2 drops. I'm not expecting any color change here because I don't have any bases in the beaker, only acids. I'm now removing the beaker, setting it aside. The next step is to set up a burette. So a burette is a very long tube with a valve at the bottom, and it's got markings on the barrel of the tube that tell me precise volumes, very precise volumes. The burette goes into this special clamp here. I am opening the clamp, I am placing the burette in here, I'm releasing the clamp, so it's spring loaded. I need to be able to read the numbers clearly. So I can read these numbers very clearly. That's how I'm going to set up my burette. I'm now going to load the burette with some base. So you're going to have a solution, either solution X, Y, or Z. It's sodium hydroxide, so it's a strong base solution, but you won't know the concentration. I made them all different. To fill the burette is tricky. I'm going to fill the burette with base. You can see it's a very long tube. I'm going to have to add the base at the very top, way up high. So I will show you how to do this. One of the precautions I ask you to take is that at the bottom you want to put a waste beaker, not your precious beaker with the acid solution, just a garbage beaker in case you spill. It's very common that you spill. So there's my waste beaker. Also, be very careful. The tip of the burette is very easy to break. It's very thin, very fragile. Burette is $50, so don't break it. Alright, so now I'm panning up here to the very top. You can, if you have scale, you don't need a funnel, but most of you would like to use a funnel to fill your burette. The difficulty is, it is very easy to overfill your funnel. Alright, so here I'm using a funnel, and I'm going to add my base to the burette. So if I pour indiscriminately, if I pour too fast, I'm going to get it to fill up the burette and then spill over the top. That's why I put the garbage beaker down below, to catch that excess if I do that. I want to fill the burette fairly full, near the top of the lines. The lines stop right here. Okay, so that's close enough to the top. Remove my funnel, and let's take a look. Here's the base in the burette. It's below the number 4, not close to the number 5. There are little fine marks that allow me to read tenths of a milliliter. So I'm reading this as 4.1 milliliters. That's my starting level of base in the burette. The actual act of titrating works this way. My acid is here with the phenolphthalein. My base is in the burette. I can open the valve. I can add the base slowly or quickly. In the beginning of the titration, it's okay to go pretty quickly. What I'm looking for is the amount of base it takes to turn this solution pink. It's got to stay pink. You may, if you add a shot, you may see a flash of pink, but it doesn't stay. You need to add the base slowly when you get close to the end. I'm very close to the end of the titration. You see each drop of base that goes in makes a flash of pink, goes away after a second, but there's going to be one drop that makes it stay pink. I'm trying to turn it off at that particular drop. I'm guessing this is it. Alright. That's barely pink. It stayed pink. Maybe I want to add 1 drop more. 1 drop more. Let's see. Oh, I added 2 drops, and you can see I went too far. I've added a little bit too much base. I didn't have enough skill there with turning it off after 1 drop. But you can see it's pink. It's permanently pink. I have neutralized all the acid molecules. I've reacted them all with base. I now need to read the volume. How much base did I use? So I go back up to my burette and I read the volume. Right there's where it's at. I read the volume.